Hello and welcome back to Newsmin. It's the 16th of November and right now it's time for a quick general gaming news update. In this episode, even more GTA 5 goodness, some Guild Wars 2 talk about the Fractal of the Mists dungeon, Temple of the Silent Storm PvP map, the recent and rather large patch notes, the Lost Shores event, a couple of extra videos that aren't Guild Wars 2 related and more. Starting with Grand Theft Auto 5. The next highly and hotly anticipated GTA 5 trailer has finally arrived and it is absolutely amazing. Amazing in that it shows us a whole lot of the beautiful city of Los Santos that we'd not seen before. There are obviously also enough car chases, dogfights with jets and helicopters, and off-road bikes that just look like a lot of fun to ride. The trailer also shows off some of the new features of the vastly improved game engine, like way better facial animations, explosions, and physics, and what is perhaps, but probably not the biggest deal, we get a pretty good look at the lives of Michael, Trevor, and Franklin, the game's three protagonists, and how their stories are set to intertwine during the game itself. All that, and there's this dog. The dog is the biggest deal, to be sure. Just look at the detailed animation, look at its stride, look at the swagger. My goodness. Still no mention of a PC version, sadly, but I doubt there's any real reason for concern. If you are interested, you can check the full trailer out, which I couldn't show in this video due to copyright reasons. You can find it right here on YouTube. Now in our Guild Wars 2 news of the day, a couple of interesting posts, a video you really should check out, and more. First up, ArenaNet's Leah Rivera has a blog post up on the official site discussing the new and interesting Fractal of the Mists dungeon. In great detail. We were told that the dungeon itself consists of an array of mini dungeons which are called fractals. Each of them is built as a distinct, separate experience with themes, mechanics, and art specific to that fractal alone. To access this most exciting of adventures, you're gonna have to gather a party of 5 in Lion's Arch and enter a new Asura gate that some of you may already have seen. To make Fractals of the Mist even more challenging, every time you revisit the hub, the dungeon scales up in difficulty. So that's every time you complete one of the fractals. The dungeon will be accessible to everyone at any level. It will remember your progress and poll the party's levels when you enter, scaling the dungeon to the highest common attained level. While that alone, the fact that the difficulty scales up after every fractal, doesn't really sound like a good deal at all, add to it that the rewards scale along with the difficulty and you've got yourself a winner. And a challenge, for sure. Watch the trailer of the Fractal of the Mists right here on YouTube, check the full blog post out below and start assembling those parties for glorious battle and grand adventure. It's gonna be good. If PvE in Guild Wars 2 isn't your thing, well then I won't judge you and I'll instead point you towards yet another blog post over on the official site. This one is the November PvP update. In it we're told that we're now able to play a beta version of the new PvP map, the Temple of the Silent Storm. This map is a little different than the others in that players are gonna have to think more vertically than ever before, which I think is refreshing. And the secondary mechanic for this map revolves around channeling different buffs throughout the map to give your team the advantage. Sounds like fun. Along with a new map talk, we were also given the rundown of the new daily and monthly PvP achievements, the now extra stat-packed PvP hero panel, and more. Head on over to guildwars2.com or follow the link below to read it in full. Last up in the slightly bigger Guild Wars 2 news, the patch notes for November the 15th that include all the Lost Shores stuff. That's the new area, dungeon, PvP changes, the addition of the new rarity type, Ascended, and the new upgrade type, Infusion, some significant dungeon reward changes, a ton of the usual class changes, bug fixes, and much, much more that I couldn't dream about covering here. So if you're playing right now and you want to know what's changed or changing in Tyria, give them a peek. As a couple of Guild Wars 2 and Lost Shores extras that many may be interested in, a whole bunch of sites already have previews, full tours, hands-on impressions, and guides of all things up of this one-time only world event. It seems like ArenaNet let a whole lot of people and press play and preview the events, dungeons and zone on their dev server, and now, well, now the floodgates are open. Check the description below this video for all the links, if you don't mind spoilers. Lots of spoilers. Regardless of all of that, the free trials have started, the events are starting soon, be ready. Next and last up before heading into the smalls, a few extra videos that in my opinion are well worth checking out. Total Biscuit has WTF's episodes of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 single player and multiplayer up. Valve have uploaded the International 2012 documentary, covering pretty much everything that happened at the big $1 million tournament. Really, like everything from start to finish with all the teams. Check it out. A Crysis 3 single-player gameplay preview titled The Fields is waiting for you right here on YouTube, and let me just tell you that the game is looking absolutely gorgeous. Watch the new Killer Moves trailer, a compilation of the best fan-submitted Dishonored clips showing off power combos, kill moves, and stealthy action. And lastly, watch the next installment, that's episode 3 of the Far Cry experience. This is definitely going to get you in the mood for the game that is in fact coming soon. With that done, let's have a look at the smalls. First up, the final episode of the Walking Dead game is coming out on November the 20th. The first Skyrim Dragonborn screenshots and details have been revealed and announced. The next Borderlands 2 DLC is called Mr. Torg's Campaign of Carnage, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Bastion is making its way to iPhones. Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light is now free to play online. PlanetSide 2 is now on Steam. Unreal 1 was patched recently. Yet another reminder not to miss the Battle.net World Championship happening this weekend. And while your mind lingers on that thought, check the StarCraft 2 Gosu trophy out. In more StarCraft news, a partnership between MLG, DreamHack and ESL has been announced. This is to help standardize tournaments in 2013. The World of Warcraft Terrace of Endless Spring raid is now available. Below you can also read about the latest Dota 2 update that added the hero Slark. There are a whole slew of Path of Exile updates to check out, and lastly, the Game of the Year nominations over at Spike TV have begun. That's it for this episode. Check back here soon for more. Like the video and do all that other good stuff, and most importantly, happy waiting for GTA 5. Although it's probably going to be a long wait. Happy that.